I came to New Zealand in 1951. Some of my daughters said, "Why the heck did you come over here for?" However, I came to New Zealand, and that's one of the first things I noticed here. Apart from the weather in Wellington, I was amazed that the employees talked to their boss by the first name, played golf, ride horses, not over home. But my difficulty was I couldn't speak a word of English. I got a job and I was introduced to Mr. Britton Smith, the big man from Smith & Smith. I came to his office, me not understanding what he was talking about. I said, "You come on Monday, show me what you can do." And that's how I started. About 8 of us, and we all working there in pairs. And I was last. Mr. Morris, the foreman over there, he was talking about what to do, and he said to me, "Look," he said, "go and give Jack a hand." Jack a hand? So I walked over to Jack, I shook his hand. Anyway, that's just an incident, and there are many more. But it was not easy to get here. And some people who I spoke to and told them what I was going to do, "What the heck do you want to do in New Zealand? There's only farming there." Anyway, how wrong they were, and how lucky I was to come to New Zealand. I arrived here, I advertised in the work at the time, got one reply, and by the name of Ivan Parker. I phoned them, made an appointment, and got my flight ticket for one long weekend. And that was, anyway, I'll never forget, because the airport over there, no runway, only grass, DC-3. But you know, you walked outside the door of the DC-3, and it was just beautiful, smelling the hay. It was really, it was lovely, beautiful day. And Ivan Parker, he was waiting for me. And he took me around and showed me what kind of work he was doing and what work he was going to do. It took him the whole day. And by about 4 or 5 o'clock, he said, I said, "I'm sorry, but," I said, "we only got 3 bedrooms, and there was a boy and a girl. I said, I've got no spare bed. Where do you want to go?" I said, "I don't care." I said, "I wouldn't know. Never been here. Well, leave it over to me." And he said, "All right." He said, "It was organised. It's upstairs, room number 18, and they'll leave the door open for you." All right. Anyway, he dropped me off between 11 and 12. And it was just over the bridge by the police station. You had the commercial building there now. You had to build a 2-story motel there. You might remember that. That was the one. Anyway, he dropped me off. I went upstairs, got number 18, opened the door, switched the light on, 2 heads popped up out of the bed. What do you want? I said, I'm going to bed. Not in this one. Well, what are the bells of this? Had I been there earlier, me hopping into the bed there and then coming. Anyway, luckily, somebody was home downstairs. And he said, talk about the booking. I said, no, there's nothing here. Anyway, we've got another bed somewhere, so I was all right. So anyway, next morning, Ivan picked me up because he had to do some other jobs to show me. And I said to him, what have you done to me? I said, nothing. So I told him the story, and he went silent. I dropped you off at the wrong myself. I said, well, thanks very much. I said, that could have been, quite embarrassing. So that was my introduction to the Waikato. So when that happened, after 20 years, I said to Ivan, I said, well, I've had enough. I was about, in my 50s. I said, I'm going to start doing kitchen jewellery. And before I did, I built that one over the top, pulled the other one down. Anyway, the only thing was my block wall on the boundary. So I started that, and I've done that for 11 years. And my only trouble was the first 5.5 years, I worked 7 days a week. People say, oh, you've got to take somebody else on and, to help you. I said, no way. I said, I'm by myself. I don't have any photos. Besides that, I need another bench for another bloke. He might muck things up. I said, I've been all through it. No. So they just, anyway, I did it for 11 years. It was great. And then I got an invitation for my cousin over home. And he said, are you interested to come to a family reunion? And I said to Meryl, I said, oh, that would be nice, but I said, no, forget about it. But after some time, Meryl said again, are you going? Anyway, eventually, she virtually talked me into it, which I was grateful for, because I wouldn't have missed it for anything. Had a great time, a really great time. Started in London, Amsterdam, or Schiphol, not Schiphol, I made it, and they go clockwise, and arrive in Paris. Arrived the wrong time. Anyway, when I arrived home, Mary said to me, I've got a job for you. I said, oh, yeah? Yes. I said, you go to the Polytech. What journey? I said, am I? Anyway, I finished my windmill and went over to the Polytech. I met the boys and made friends there, and we've been together ever since. And honestly, it's been really great. Now see that one? That stands on 3. That's what it is. That's floating. that's in the middle. Doesn't touch the, and sends them 1, 3 leaves. That's one of the best ones I did. See, that's what I mean, just to be different. And that's all the resin, which was, somebody up north did that, and I thought, well, have a go. Look at my workshop. That's classic. There's shavings everywhere. That's turning on the side on the housebreaker. So but by doing the texturing, you can hide so much. Because that's as close up. Very rewarding. Hear this? That's one you saw. It was a terrible pot. I could have thrown it out. Do something with it. And I did that one. There's a story attached to that. I went with friends to a wilderness competition in Carolina, which was every year. I went with friends. And I had entered this. It was thrown out because it had some imperfection on the stem. And I wrote a little article about it. Just a little one. You can read it. And I was pinpricking. Never mind. So I put these markings on so you couldn't see it. I re-entered it in Carolina. Got a first. Plus $500. So that just did me a favour. My daughter, Vivian, she put it on the computer. Somebody said, I want to buy that. I said, pay $1,000. I said, not for sale. Just European walnut. Yeah. It's so dense. And that's why you get, but you don't want to get a little bubble in the middle, but that's all right. Because that doesn't need texturing. See, like John Marshall, he turns things very, very thin too, which is good. But it feels right. You get a clumsy, it's not the same. But it's been a godsend towards turning. And it says here, what would you recommend to other people? Go for it if you want to, not because you've been pushed. What wood turning has given me, you make something out of nothing. Now that's the exciting part. I know that you get very fussy about what type of timber you have. Some is good, some is not so good. But each one has got its merits. And it's up to you to do something. Not always, when I start something, I say, not very often, I'll draw everything. And all of a sudden it clicks and carry on. Sometimes it's not so successful, but not very often. So when I finished this, I gave it to Clive. And he went a bit overboard. I said, when do I get it back from you? Oh, he said, I've given it to my mate in town. He's a printer. I said, what for? To make it into a book. I said, I don't want to. Because, see, I had printed my pages on one side only. Because I knew darn well that as you go along, that you say, oh, I must do that, or that, forgotten that. And I haven't got many pages left. So that's why I said, you put this in a book. All the photos are too small. So I picked it up again. But he was a bit excited about it. So, and I never wrote anything myself. But the girls were pestering me along so much over the years. And I told them stories when they were small. And they were well, somebody told them again. And I happened to hear that. I said, that's all right. You know, that's what made me do this. Because I said, when it's here, they can say, well, you can read about it, and it's a different story. Because stories get distorted. So, I like my diary.